Okay, lads, welcome. And anyone watching the replay, welcome as well. Peter and Simon mightn't have been able to get on. So, again, this is for everyone that's either watching right now or going to be watching later on. So, chefs, welcome to onboarding. All right, this is basically, as I get myself set up properly here, this is basically a run through of absolutely everything that you guys need to know coming into the next week. Okay, I know I've got you up on the Facebook group. I'm going to add you into the WhatsApp group after this, and I'm also going to make sure that everything's boxed off and trainerized, but it should be already. But anyway, the idea of this call, guys, is there's a lot of information taken on in the last week. So basically what I need to do is sift through the stuff that's essential to know and give you guys your tasks going forward, okay? So the first thing that we're going to look at is for getting this iPad shared on the screen. Okay, get rid of that. Okay, cool. So, lads, the first thing that you got to understand, regardless of whether we're talking about training, we're talking about nutrition, mindset, any of that shit, the first thing that you've got to be very clear on before you start this is do you have a clear outcome in mind? You know, and I'm sure you know that you're in a position that you don't want to be in, whether that's weight, whether that's energy levels, whether that's just a sense of well-being. But do you really have a clear outcome in mind? For Chef Fit? So is it weight? Is it a mental state that you're looking to attain? Is it going to be energy? Is it a sense of balance? Is it all of the above? But you need to be clear on what that thing is, guys. Because you come in here with the mentality of, well, you know, I'm just giving something a shot and I'll try it out and we'll see what happens. It's like, it's not going to fucking happen. You know what I mean? It isn't going to happen. So I want you to have a think about that now and actually have a clear outcome in mind. What's the destination we're trying to achieve here? Where are we trying to get to? So once we have that nailed down, it's like this is where you're starting from, and this is where you are. This is where you want to go with the whole thing. Then it's talking about what we actually need to do to make that happen. So if we've got a clear goal in mind, lads, then it's very straightforward what we need to do. But the question is, what do we actually need to do to make that happen? The first thing, get this up. Okay. This is more of a mindset thing because training means nothing and nutrition means nothing if we don't have any of this in place. Do you understand? So what is it going to take if this fucking stylus would write? So the first thing that you've got to realize, guys, is I care a lot about you and I care a lot about your results and I care a lot about you guys being majorly successful in this. And I say that for every chef that walks in. However, you must care more than I do. You must give a shit more than I do. And I care a lot. So that needs to be like nailed into your mind right now. Because understand this. Nobody will save you. You must drive your own results. I can't state that enough, guys. I can't state that enough. You're going to step into an environment where there's a huge amount of support. There's a lot of coaching. There's any questions that you need answered are going to be answered, you know, and we will pick you up and we will bring you along. But there is going to be a stage where even if you do fall in hard times, you must drive your own results. You must care so much about making this fucking change to yourself that there isn't any other option. Because there's guys that might come in and they're very few and far between. The good majority of people that do come in absolutely smash it out. But there are guys that come in and it's like, oh, well, fucking, you know, I thought Cameron was going to be holding my hand the whole time. And it's like, the whole point here is that if I hold your hand, how am I ever going to get you a long-term result? How are you ever going to achieve something long-term? You have to ask yourself that question because it's impossible. You understand? It's absolutely impossible for me to hold your hand the whole way through. It's not going to happen. So again, guys, you must drive your own results. How do we do that? There's a way that we actually operate in Chef Fit. Okay, there's three big principles. The first one, no excuses. Okay, so no excuses. What do I mean by that? It's exactly what it says it is. Exactly what it says in the tin. Ownership is the biggest thing here. Okay, you lads drive your own results. Everything in your life happens because of you, not to you. Okay, you're proactive, you're not reactive to shit. The same thing goes for results. I don't have time, I don't have this, I don't have that, yada, yada, yada. That's great. Everyone's in the same boat, guys. Okay, Chef Fit. So we all work fucking insane hours. I've been running this business. I was running 2 businesses at the same time, and I was doing 80 hours a week. I still find time to train on a daily basis, you know. Now, I've been through times in my life where I've made plenty of excuses and reasons why I couldn't do it. But the more I did that, the less results I actually got. So you got to understand, guys, that no matter what, no excuses, only solutions. If you can figure out a way through a situation where it's like, you know what could I have done in that situation to actually make it better? If I don't have time, well, let me look at this for a second. Maybe I do have time somewhere, but I just need to manage my time better. It's their fault. They fucked this up. Well, maybe I could have done something to make that situation better. Like, these are all examples of not making excuses and trying to find a solution. And when you guys run into problems, it's going to be so key to have that mindset. The second thing, discipline equals freedom. So a little amount of discipline each day equals a lot over the long term. Discipline equals freedom. So you wake up, it's like the example would be, wake up without hitting your fucking snooze button 5 times. So you have more time in your day, you know? You don't have to go to the gym, be a hero and lift all the heaviest weights, but showing up is the main thing. Eating your 3 meals a day is the main thing. It doesn't mean you have to have the most perfect meal ever created, but it's the fact that you're disciplined enough to just keep showing up. And if you could do that, then you have freedom in your life. A lot of people are constrained by their own bullshit. They're constrained by, you know, they're so ill-disciplined that their bodies feel like shit because they've been eating shit, or they're drinking loads of booze, or whatever that thing is. They're going to bed super late, and all of a sudden they get trapped by their own physicality. It comes down to the fact that they're not disciplined enough. Lads, if you could be a small bit on each day, you'll see gigantic results. So as we break this down, the last thing then is teamwork, and this ties it all together. Obviously, a lot of this lies on the individual. Obviously, you guys are stepping into something that if you put the work in, you will change your fucking life, okay? But a lot of this is tied into the fact that it's going to be magnified within a team. Like, you're going to be joining lads who want to see you do well, who are going to compete with you to push yourself and drive you forward. And it's not going to be a place where you're going to be forgotten about. You know what I mean? Like, that's not how we roll. So teamwork, basically what you guys got to do here is leverage the tribe. If I could spell. Leverage the tribe. So if you have a bad day and you had a shit couple of days and you had a bad week or whatever it is and you fell off track, boom, you put your hand up. Post it in the group, lads, listen, I did this, this, and this. I'm not happy that it happened. You'll see the instant outpour from the rest of the lads to pull you along. Same thing with pulling other lads along. If you see other lads aren't towing the party line and they're not fucking making the push while you are making the push, it's like, call them out. But it's all about leveraging the tribe. If we could do these 3 things, we never make excuses, we only have solutions, we're disciplined a lot, and we use the team to our advantage, you're going to win. And that's what it's going to take. Now, moving on from that, and if you have any questions, lads, you wait till the end, okay? And I'll make sure they get answered. So driving that forward then, let's actually dive into training and what we need to know training-wise, because I understand there was a lot that you guys would have had to take on board. So I just want to sift through. I want to sift through and make sure you guys know the bare essentials. Okay. So first off, starting with your schedule, like what days are we actually doing stuff? So ideally, if you look into Trainerize, which I would have set you up on yesterday, you can get a look at that today now. Imagine we've got a weekly calendar. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. Throw a few lines down there. Just to break this up. So guys, on a Monday, generally I'll have 3 lifting days. So Monday will be day 1 gym. Wednesday would be day 2 gym. It's not a D. Interesting. And then Friday, day 3 gym. Okay? Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday then will be your days to get sweaty or get moving. So that's your cardio days. Day 2 cardio. And then on Saturday, that's day 3 cardio. You'll notice, first off, that we space everything out. So I want you to lift 3 days a week. That's in your training program. Now, whether you can get to the gym or you can get that stuff done at home, again, ideally you go to the gym. If you have to get it done at home, that's fine, as long as you're getting something done. The reason I have stuff spaced out is just recovery. Listen, lads, if it's like this, follow that structure as best you can. But like if you have to change things around and you're working or you've got family stuff on and you have to train 2 days in a row, it's not ideal, but it's fine, as long as you're getting it done. I would far rather you stack your days in as opposed to try and, you know what I mean, miss days because, oh, fuck, well, there's no point in even going. There's always a point to go. Always, always, always. So that's your structure around training. If you need to make small adjustments here and there, that's absolutely fine. Your cardio stuff, guys, like you see that in the program. Again, the main thing for you guys right now is just building a foundation and building a base. You're not trying to be a hero in the cardio stuff. Get a sweat on, get in, get it done. You'll get more of a feel for it as you move through the weeks. And that goes the same way for your lifting. You know, it's not going to be magic overnight. No, the technique's not going to be perfect overnight. It is a work in progress, but we'll build that over the course of a couple of weeks. It's new to you now. It's not going to be new to you over the next while. So that's the training schedule. Now, as we break down even further then, it's like, what do you actually need to master to get results? What is it? Sorry, WhatsApp going off there? Nope. Okay, cool. So the things that you lads need to concentrate going into the gym. Okay. The programs are based around 4 things here. 4 big patterns. Let's call them the big 4. So you've got squats, you've got hinging movements, push, and pull. These are your main techniques, okay, or patterns, we'll call them. You might have seen this in the videos on the onboarding. Basically, lads, the programs are based around basic stuff, okay? We're concentrating on the absolute basics. And the idea here is maybe it's been a while since you've done these. Maybe it's the first time you've done them and you're stepping in. I want you guys over the course of the next couple of months to master these things. If you can master these things, you'll master your body and therefore you'll have this tool for the rest of your life to deal with, okay? Now, how do we actually break this down? That's the worst fucking pyramid ever drawn. Hold on. Go on. There we go. Beauty. So lads, there's three difficulty levels in the program. So they all base around the same thing. However, obviously people are at different levels. Some of you guys are coming in, you're very experienced. Some of you are coming in, you're absolute beginners. So there's 3 difficulty levels. You have beginner, intermediate, and then you have advanced. Now you lads right now stepping in, whether it's been a while since you've trained or whether it's the first time you've done any kind of training, the key thing to understand here, lads, is that you are starting a beginner for at least a week, just to get your bearings, just to get used to what's going on. After that then, you can move up. But at least 1 to 2 weeks for beginner. And I want you to really get down because you're squatting, you're hinging, you're pushing, you're pulling, but you're doing the absolute basics. And I want you to get very good at doing those basics before you move on to more complex stuff. Don't run before you can walk, is basically the idea here. So again, recapping that. There's 4 big movements in your program. You need to get good at these movements technically. Okay, if you're not good technically and you're trying to load up loads of weight, not only are you not getting the benefit because your technique's shit, but also you're going to risk yourself getting injured. So you need to get good at these things over the course of the next couple of months, which you will. Just give it time. Now, we've got 3 difficulty levels in the program. You'll see this in your calendar. You've got an option to pick between beginner, intermediate, or advanced. you guys are going to stick at beginner for a week or two. Then, depending on how competent you are, you'll move up to intermediate. And then if you're good enough after that, you move up to advanced. Again, this is just a process where you kind of feel it out. Once you feel you've mastered something, just fucking give me a shout, and I'll confirm that with you, and you'll move on from there. Okay? Any questions on that? Hold them towards the end. Let's keep moving. So again, you have 4 big movements, and then you're starting at beginner for a week or two. Okay, as we shift on from there. What's the task? Really, lads, the training task is this. Obviously, you go in, you do your sessions, you try and follow the structure as best you can, as I explained there. But I want you guys to check into your sessions. That's the main thing here. Check into your sessions. You go into Trainerize on your phone. You might have set it up already. You go into Trainerize on your phone. Boom. You'll hit calendar, and then in the calendar, you'll just see the session. You'll hit beginner day 1, click, check in, boom. Very, very simple, very straightforward. But every session that you do, guys, I want you to check into it, because it's how I track your progress. It's how we measure how we're actually doing against each other. You might have seen in the Facebook group last night, we have a challenge this week about who can check into the most sessions. Do you know what I mean? So it's a very, very important part of it. And I'll recap that towards the end. So again, lads, every session that you do, I need you to check in. Okay, so that's training. Any questions on training, I want you to hold it to the end. Moving on now. So what I want you to do is, let's get our head in gear here. We're going to look at nutrition. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff you could think of with nutrition. I'm going to give you the absolute basics. Let's just get rid of this shit here. Grab. Okay, lads, you might gather one thing from the way I deal with nutrition. Very, very, very simplistic. I hate overcomplicated bollocks. There's a lot of stuff thrown around, you know, fad diets, extreme stuff. The reality is you need to have something in place nutrition-wise that you can stick to for the rest of your life, okay? That's my goal here. And my goal with nutrition is something so simple that it changes your habits. And if we can change your habits, boom, we win. So how do we start off this process? First thing, shopping. Do it for 7 days, full week, 7 days worth. That's your first step. Okay, might seem obvious. Second step, prep. Okay, so I batch lunch and dinner for a week. Now, right now you might, oh, that seems a bit fucking, I don't know about that. Listen. If you actually want to be consistent and you actually want to stay on track, take the fucking thinking out of it. You need to remove any situation where you're letting your brain trick you. If I don't cook food for myself, chances are I'll go around the corner and I'll buy a fucking chocolate bar and a packet of fucking crisps, you know, and I'll sit in front of my TV. Why? Because I didn't have the stuff there. If I have it there, lads, I'll have it. It's fine. I don't have to think about it then. The key thing then is like on a Sunday or yesterday, like I cooked up, you know, massive pot of chili. I'll put half of it in the freezer, half of it in the fridge. Boom, that's me sorted for the week, lunch and dinner wise. Now, obviously, as you get more of a feel for your nutrition, you get in the routine and the structure of doing it, you'll think of other things to do. But I suggest batch cooking something that's highly nutritious, very, very good, that's going to last you for the week. A chili, a stew, stir fry, something along those lines. Okay, so as we move forward then, the prep is key. Then it's about structure. And just about prep with breakfast, lads. Breakfast is a very quick one, like bacon, eggs, and spinach, or a power porridge, as I put in the nutrition plan there. Like breakfast should just be in the fridge. You don't really have to prep it. It should take you about 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, you know? So I'll stick that in there. Okay, structure. 3 meals and 2 snacks if you need them. But the main thing is the 3 meals. Okay, so what's at each meal? Okay, break this down. Lads, you need to get in the habit. First off, like this is going to be tough for you guys. If you haven't been eating off a structure for a long time, it's going to be, this is your first big obstacle. It's like, right, how do I get my body to reset itself? Right now, your metabolism is going to be thrown way out of whack, way out. So the first week is going to be a serious adjusting period, and that's totally normal. You're not the first guys to go through that. But your body then, you'll start to get hungry again. You'll start to feel your metabolism kick into gear. And it's like, Jesus, I'm actually craving nourishment. And that's the key thing here. We're trying to get that achieved in the first week. So structure, or portions, I should say. Half your plate should be greens. That's either green leafy veg or root veg of some kind. I'd say just over a quarter of your plate should be protein. Now that's either meat, fish, or eggs, whether that's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the last portion, lads, especially if we're looking to lose the gut and the chunk, I would say less than a quarter of your plate should be carbohydrates, and that's your starches. Okay, that's mainly our starches are going to be potatoes and rice. I want you to, I don't mind it every once in a while, a little bit of pasta or some bread. Don't go fucking mad on bread and pasta, lads, okay? Again, one of the best things I ever did was I stopped consuming dairy and I stopped consuming the amount of bread I was consuming. Not that I never have it. It might be a Saturday thing and I have a fry and I have some, sourdough or whatever. But if it's every single day, that's what's leading you to be lethargic, lads, in your digestive systems in rag order. So again, structure 3 meals, 2 snacks. You keep that structure, but getting your shopping done for a week and you get your prep done. Okay, you prep your lunch and dinner, batch it out for the entire week, half in the fridge, half in the freezer, and your breakfast is there ready to go. And you're going to lose the gut by managing your portions. Not that I don't believe in counting calories, but this is an easy way of counting calories without actually having to fucking dial it into your phone like an absolute vegetable. Right, let's keep it moving here, boys. So, with that in mind, what's your task? Lads, this is the only thing I want you guys to do with nutrition. And this is what everyone does in the group already. Food photos. Posted. Every night. You better believe it. So lads, in the group every night, I want you to take a picture of everything you eat. Okay, that's your 3 meals and a bit of a snack, ideally, if you have it on the side. Okay, those photos get posted in the Facebook group, and then a summary of how your day's been, summary of how you're getting on. Even an update with training would be great. But this is your accountability now. This is the accountability. I know lads who don't take food photos and they don't post them in the group, they go fucking missing and you don't see them. And then all of a sudden they've come up with some excuse to why they couldn't do it. Just get ahead of yourself. This first couple of weeks, lads, is essential for you mentally to just get in the frame of mind of, I'm going to post my food photos every fucking night and I'm going to keep myself accountable and I'm not going to listen to any other bullshit. Okay? So lads, that's the breakdown simply of nutrition. Shopping done, prep done. Follow your structure, watch your portions, and post your food photos every single night. Again, I'll put the tasks up at the end of the video, so I'll give you a reminder of them. Right, moving forward from there. Last couple of things then. So lads, now just what I want to talk about is our coaching schedule. So how are we actually going to coach you on a daily basis? As you can obviously see, my spelling leaves a lot to be desired. Okay, cool. So lads, first thing on, there's 3 things that I need you guys to take on board here. The first one is a hot seat. So right after this call, I'm going to actually jump into the regular group and I'm going to do a hot seat. So a hot seat is basically, you can apply, if you're ever at a stage where you're really struggling with something or you're not clear, or you've hit a bit of a roadblock, you've hit an obstacle and your results have stopped. The hot seat is something you can apply for. You can get on a call like this with me. We'll talk face to face. And basically my job is to get you clear on what you need to do, is to show you where the problem is coming from. And then let's put a game plan together to actually get that problem fixed. So that's what a hot seat is. One-to-one coaching. Now, that is 10 a.m. every Monday. Okay, so if you ever hit a struggling point, 10 a.m. every Monday. I do training on some kind of topic before the actual call itself as well. So make sure you're watching the replay in the group. Then you have your round table. What's a round table? A round table is where you lads will join in a call. All of you will jump in a call. I'll do some training at the start, or I'll coach you on something, but then I get an update from you guys. And the idea is that we get a bit of a boost of a motivation. If there's any questions that you have, that I'll just answer them quickly, and just get you clear. And it's one of those things where, again, you see what the other lads are doing, they see what you're doing, and then we can all kind of converse and see if there's anything we can improve on. That's your group coach. And when is it? It is 10 a.m. That's 1 a.m. 10 a.m. Wednesday and 9:30 on a Saturday. That's 9:30 a.m. on a Saturday. So I'll catch you early before you go to work. Then the other things around that, guys, are going to be Cam's Corner. So basically live videos. I don't know if you've ever seen any of them before. You might have seen one of my live videos in the groups before you joined here. Cam's Corner, live videos, basically general coaching, getting you guys clear and just being honest that like I fuck up myself. There's plenty of times I've been a dickhead. I've been, you know, still am probably a dickhead, but many times I've made mistakes and things that I learn in my own life that I can apply to you, and I'll try and structure that in the videos to get across to you guys. Okay, so that's general coaching, and that's every other day. Okay, but expect that 3 times a week on the other days. Okay, so that's the coaching schedule. Hot seats, round tables, Cam's Corner. Now, I want you to be clear in your own mind, guys, that set your standard now. Try and show up to as many of these as you can. You don't have to be on the hot seat at all unless you've applied for it, so don't worry about that. But I want you guys at least on 1 round table a week, and I want you to watch every live video that goes out, okay? So again, I want you on 1 round table a week and then everything else that goes out. Now, with that in mind, boys, before I let you go, let's recap. Tasks for the lads. Okay, number 1, that's what in the mother of fuck is that? Check into sessions. Check into your sessions on Trainerize. Number 2, phone going off. Good luck. Okay, food photos. Into the group every single night. Number 3, goals. Number 4, last but not least, go live. I don't know what you're saying. Fuck. Goddamn right I am. So what you lads are going to do is you are going to do a live video into the Facebook group in the next day, well actually today at some point or tonight, and you're going to do a quick intro on who you are and why you're there. And I understand what you might be thinking right now. Oh no, what the fuck, I'm going to go on video? Yes. And understand that everyone who's stepped in now has done this. No, it's not the easiest thing, but all I want you to do is 60 seconds. As long as you want, really. 60 seconds. Who you are and why you're here. That's all. That's what we want to know. Understand that you lads are stepping into a brotherhood. You're stepping into something that is very close-knit, and now you're becoming part of that, okay? I will drive you to take serious action and change your fucking life. The lads who are in here will demand it of you, and they will support you to do that, and they want you to succeed. Except if they don't know who you are, then it becomes very difficult. So this is, you'll see the outpour. As soon as you do your videos, lads, you'll be welcomed with open arms. But this is the first step of initiation. So at some stage today, I want your intro video done. You go into the Facebook group, you click post, live video, boom, stick it on, selfie cam, without fucking taking a selfie ideally, and then give us that video, okay? And it doesn't have to be fucking great. We're not like, we all started off never being good on camera. A lot of us still aren't, but it doesn't matter, guys. This is the first step, okay? So they're your tasks that I want you to get done going into the next week, okay? And we'll try and keep up the food photos as we go. So with that in mind, lads, what we've got is we've got about 2 or 3 minutes. So if there's any questions that you lads have, let's quickly go through here. Hold on. Pam, is there any questions that you have, buddy? Are you clear on everything?
No, I think pretty clear at the moment. Just getting into it, yeah.
I'm sure there'll be about 500 that pop into your head after this. But listen, man, if there is anything, obviously you have my number, and you can send them on to me. But for the most part, guys, I want you to concentrate on those tasks there. You know, everything outside of that is superfluous. All right. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Nice one, Cam. Georgie boy, can you hear me? Oh,
Bit like.
What's the crack, Chief? How are you?
Aye, not bad.
Good man, good man. George, is there anything that you're unclear on, buddy? Is there anything that I can give you a bit of clarity on, or are you all good to go?
No, it seems pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, big time, big time. Just don't. Yeah. My only advice here, lads, and what I'm going to say, because it's very easy to get paralysis by analysis. it's natural that you're going to feel a little bit like, holy fuck, is a little bit of overwhelm that comes in. It's totally normal. Don't fucking freak out about anything. The only thing that if you lads have your one big goal this week, if there's one thing you can do, it's just show up. Just get in, get your training done. That's it. And then on top of that, if you're getting your food photos in every night, boom, like done. Okay? So don't freak out about all the minor details. Think about the big things that you can't get done. Get your training done, check into the sessions, get your food photo or get your food in and get those photos up. Everything else you can build off of that. But that's the basic thing. That's the only way we run in here, you know? And when you're in the group, you'll see exactly, it'll come natural to you. You'll see the other lads doing it. And all it's a matter of doing is just running with the tribe. So that's it. That's the general sense, lads. So all I'd say is don't get overwhelmed because there's no need to be overwhelmed at all. It's very simple if you think about it. Even though there's stuff to pick up, it's very simple. And for you lads starting out right now, I know for a fact, you know, looking at the attitude last week that you guys are going to fucking smash this. So don't freak out about anything, lads. All good. Let's concentrate on the basics. Is there anything else, boys, before I let you go?
Yeah, I think I'm cool anyway.
Savage. That's what I like to hear. I'll post a replay to the other boys. Other than that, lads, welcome and fucking thank you, because this is a gigantic step for you lads, and I'm telling you for a fact that in a couple of months' time we're going to have a very, very, very different fucking conversation. Okay, very different conversation. We're going to be in a much better place, and you lads are going to be different people. So I look forward to seeing that. With that in mind, boys, thank you so much for jumping on board. I'm going to send the replay around to the other lads. And what's the last thing that I need to do? I'm going to add you into the main Chef Fit WhatsApp now after this as well. All right, boys. So any other questions? You have my number. Don't be afraid to give me a shout. With that in mind, stay safe, be good. Catch you all soon. Thanks, George.